Coming up on this edition of Outlook TV, Pride Night with the Whitecaps.
Vancouver Pride premiere launch party.
Darcy Michael launches his album. And much, much more. Hello and welcome to Outlook TV. I'm Rebecca Wyman.
And I'm Robert Mackay, and you're watching the Queer Magazine news show that brings you the stories that matter the most from coast to coast.
We're going to kick it off here with the Pride of Vancouver, the Whitecaps.
The unstoppable Connie Smudge is kicking around the balls with all the boys. Let's check it out.
Oh, hi, kittens. It's your intrepid reporter, the unstoppable Connie Smudge, reporting live here from BC Place at the Whitecaps game. It's the kickoff to Pride, my darlings, and we've got Whitecaps and the Salt Lake Reals here. It's going to be spectacular. I've got lots of interviews planned, and I love BC Place. They took the diaphragm away, and they put a tiara on it. Come on, let's go inside and see what's happening. Whitecaps, here we go!
I connected with Seuss from Out for Kicks, and he wanted to bring all the players from his soccer club. And so we set up this date, and we got fantastic support from him. We came up with the theme that everyone has the right to play, and I think it's a message that everyone at the Whitecaps supports and everybody at his soccer club supports. And once we started telling that story to other people, everybody wanted to get involved.
What do you love most about having Pride here at BC Place?
There's just so many people here, and it's nice to see the whole community coming together and supporting sports.
Thank you, Roller Girls!
How are you? I'm exceptional. How are you?
Good, thank you. Do you remember me?
Oh my God! Hey! Jeez, holy cow! It's great to walk out here and see all of this wonderful activity taking place.
First sold out Wednesday.
First sold out Wednesday. And why is that?
Well, it's not. Let me tell you, now that everyone knows, and I'm sure they really did in the back of their mind, but now that they know that this is an all-inclusive environment and they can come out and be who they want and enjoy soccer as it's meant to be, I think you're going to be seeing a lot more of us.
And we are delighted. If that's the case, then wonderful. And essentially what we've got here is what Vancouver's all about. It's a city that it is inclusive, and we've just taken that extra step. And as you say, we've done it in the past, but we needed someone within the organization to take it to the next level, and Hugh's done that.
My darling, what are you doing here?
Oh my God, I'm here to see you and the Whitecaps.
Oh. So you already know about what's happening today. Tell the people what you're here for.
Oh my God, I'm here for the Whitecaps Pride Night game.
It's like a kickoff, kid.
I know, right? It's gonna be excellent.
I know, it's like I was there while the boys were warming up, and it's so spectacular. I can't wait to show you my new home. Well, my kittens, that was the Whitecaps and Salt Lake, and what a glorious evening of pride and sports and athleticism and a whole lot of fun. I know that Bob Lenarduzzi, everyone says that he bleeds blue and white, and he has proved it tonight, my darlings. My name is the unstoppable Connie Smudge, and I'm still your intrepid reporter, reporting for Outlook TV. Yeah.
It is almost time for the Vancouver Queer Film Festival. If you want to know what's going on, you want to watch this story.
Ooh, sounds good.
We're at the Queer Film Festival office to learn about programming highlights for this year and to learn what local filmmakers are doing.
Our theme is loosely catalysts and changemakers. It fits the number of documentaries that we have in the program and the number of inspiring dramas and comedies from around the world. We're all really excited about the centerpiece gala film, Strike a Pose, and that is, of course, about what happened to those dancers that helped launch Madonna into the stratosphere. So there were 7 of them, and they really taught Madonna all about voguing and about the ballroom underground queer dance culture that they had been part of. And this documentary is all about them. We're really proud to have not only the Troublemakers film project that's by and about locals, but another great shorts program called Changemakers. And Changemakers is a shorts program that we introduced about 2 years ago. So it's 3 documentaries from BC filmmakers all about the transgender experience. And every year we host a program called The Coast is Queer, and it's as many exceptional BC-made short films as we can fit into a program. And it's a really beloved tradition. Most of the filmmakers are there. It's a big party, and the genres range from experimental to sincere documentary.
I always had to have 2 parts of my life, you know, the part that I knew and the part that I projected to everybody else.
My film is called It Runs in the Family, and it's a hour documentary that follows the journey of my younger brother, who came out to me about 7 years ago. And around the time we learned that we actually have half a dozen relatives who are also gay, and being Filipino and raised Roman Catholic, naturally there's tension there. So we decided to go on a road trip, essentially, from Vancouver to California and then back to the Philippines to meet all of these relatives.
Can you explain the concept of the family curse?
The concept around the family curse was something that's talked about in gossip. You know, in your family, you'll gossip about other family members, who's doing what. And this, I had heard of this term coming up when hearing about how many gay people there are in our extended family. That somehow this was an effect of our ancestors having sinned so much. So there is definitely a Roman Catholic, a Christian religious element there.
Am I a devil in your face? Am I?
For Outlook TV, this is Gary Wolfader from the Queer Film Festival office.
We're going to have to take a little break now.
But don't you sit idly by, because the Pride Society here in Vancouver is looking for volunteers. Go check it out.
Trip planning for Outlook TV's Victoria visit was provided by gayvan.com Travel Marketing. While in Victoria, accommodation for the Outlook TV crew was provided by the Fairmont Empress Hotel. Accommodation and tour arrangements were provided by Tourism Victoria.
Helijet flies between Victoria and Vancouver day and night, rain or shine. Now offering free parking and shuttle service for passengers at all terminals. For flight schedules and bookings, call 1-800-665-4354 or visit helijet.com.
Welcome back. You're watching Outlook TV.
We've got the gay agenda with Fred. Let's see what he's got to say.
Black Lives Matter interrupted the Toronto Pride Parade with a sit-in that stopped the parade for half an hour. The protesters were demonstrating against the Toronto police walking in the parade. There was a lot of backlash from people online, and some people said that it was too political and it was destroying their buzz to have a fun Pride parade. I think it's great that they stopped such a huge parade to draw attention to their cause. Pride parades started out very political, and they still are very political. Why do you think Prime Minister Trudeau and other politicians walk in them? When a police chief walks in one, we're happy as a community because we feel we're part of that community, which is great. Although today, Pride parades have become too commercial with big corporate floats and real estate agents driving flash cars, the whole original point of Pride was a political one. We're here, we're queer, get used to us. It was one of the political chants of the first Pride parades. Speaking of which, congratulations to Surrey, who just had their first Pride parade, where one little lady who was from there said, "I liked it better when they were hidden in the closet." And to her, I say, we're here, we're queer, get used to it. To me, that slogan says the same thing as Black Lives Matter. It says, pay attention to us, and we aren't going away. There are some people who say, but all lives matter. But saying that Black Lives Matter doesn't mean that other lives don't matter. It just highlights the reality that Black people are more likely to be stopped, arrested, or shot by the police. And the statistics show us that. They just really want us to pay attention to the issues that we see every day. I hope that these issues get the attention they deserve. But I do disagree with their stance that the police should not walk in a pride parade. I say, now that you have our attention, let's talk. Being in the same parade as the police is one step closer to being in the same room. Just like the LGBT community, you will need to call on all your allies to get the political movement moving. Our community didn't get this far by acting alone. In fact, next year, Black Lives Matter will start the Pride Parade in Toronto. So my advice to the organizers, maybe take the two slogans, put them together and say, we're here, we're Black, now let's talk about what matters. For the Gay Agenda, I'm Fred Camperman. Happy Pride, everyone.
You know, is there ever a better time to be queer than right this second?
No, there isn't, because there's more to learn.
Kicking off Vancouver Pride 2016 this year with a brand new event. We're here tonight for TD Vancouver Pride premiere, which is going to kick off the festivities for the next 2 weeks.
I work all night, I work all day to pay the bills I have to pay. It is sad.
Well, this is our TD Pride premiere. It's sort of our way of welcoming the community, because TD does a lot of work in the community. Vancouver Pride also has a lot of intersections with the community. So it's a way to bring out both corporate and community partners and have a good time as we lead up to Pride.
We've been a long-term supporter of the LGBT community for many years and an active supporter of gay rights in the community. So we're actually thrilled to be part of this. We've, of course, been presenting sponsor for a number of years for Pride, in fact for 6 years for the festival, and I'm really pleased that we're going to actually have signed on for another 3 years.
Let me squeeze on by you, there we go. The mic is all yours.
Thank you very much, Carlotta. Fantastic. In fact, really this is about, it's about more than one day a year, which is Pride. It's about being forever proud 365 days a year. So we're quite proud of our involvement. In fact, we support over 50 Pride festivals across North America and over 100 community organizations that we're involved with in the LGBT community.
Well, I've been very, very blessed and very honored to be a part of the TD team for the last 12 years now. I started doing the parade floats with them and then doing more and more events coming up toward Pride, media events and things like that.
Davie Street Dance Party is going to be off the hook this year. We have a lot of great entertainment. We have our 2 stages, we've got street performers, and we've got some really exciting interactive art pieces.
The new thing that we have is our wristband, the RFID band. So the RFID band is basically you tap it up or you load it up before you go to the event, and then you basically tap and go. So you don't have to bring any cash, you don't have to worry about fumbling for cash or waiting in line. So it'll continue to be that sort of promenade style event, but as far as having fun, that'll also be a seamless experience throughout the whole night.
I'm sure if you haven't heard by now, there was a sad massacre in Orlando. And so Pride seemed like a time that we wanted to make sure that we had a tribute to them. So behind me, you can see all the faces of the 49 victims. And so tonight we're making a tribute. Sorry, I get a little touched just thinking about it. But we wanted to make sure that we recognize them during Pride. So we have this performance that's going to happen where we're going to have a live singer sing a song, and we're going to march the photos throughout the room and then bring them back downstairs. Down here we also have a silent auction.
This is Angus Pratt for OutlookTV.
It's time for the Daily Extra.
With Robin.
Hi, I'm Robin Perel, and I'm the editorial director of dailyextra.com, Canada's queer news source. Here are some of the stories we've been following in the last few weeks. Black Lives Matter made headlines in Toronto when the group halted the Pride Parade with a sit-in. As the honored group leading the July 3rd parade, Black Lives Matter Toronto used its platform to deliver a list of 9 demands. The demands urge Pride Toronto to value, support, and fund more diverse community spaces at Pride, to take action and uphold their principles of diversity and equity, and to remove all police floats and booths from Pride. Cyrus Marcus Ware was one of several Black Lives Matter members to speak at the parade.
Over the years, we've fought
We fought for Indigenous presence here at Pride. We fought for clean and sober spaces at Pride. We fought for spaces for Black queer youth. I am so saddened to see that after 18 years, nothing has changed. So Black lives, Black lives.
Pride Toronto's executive director, Mathieu Chantelois, initially agreed to the demands at the parade, then backtracked the next day. For much more on this story, and to read my colleague Matthew Demera's editorial on why Black Lives Matter Toronto embodies the spirit of pride, go to dailyextra.com. Here in Vancouver, Black Lives Matter accepted an invitation from organizers to lead the Dyke March, but says it won't attend the Pride Parade. Black Lives Matter released an open letter saying the Dyke March responded positively to the recent events in Toronto and, with compassion and dignity, have invited BLM Vancouver to lead as Grand Marshal this year as part of their contribution to Pride. In contrast, the letter says, Pride no longer represents community action, resistance, and revolution. Black Lives Matter says it won't attend the Pride Parade in Vancouver, partly as an act of solidarity with BLM chapters across North America, to whom Pride parades have been made inaccessible, they say. The group has also asked the Vancouver Police Department to voluntarily withdraw from marching as an institution in the parade. Instead, Black Lives Matter has proposed a representative public service float. Meanwhile, in Manitoba, a different sort of Pride history was made as the southeastern city of Steinbach hosted its first Pride, somewhat reluctantly. The march followed a lengthy battle in the conservative, predominantly Mennonite community. The battle boiled over this spring after school board trustees bristled at requests to discuss LGBT issues in classrooms before high school. In opposing the suggestion, one trustee reportedly linked the rise of sex education in Toronto to a heightened risk of cancer. The school district is now facing a human rights complaint. But that didn't stop Pride organizers from pulling off a successful event. In fact, some estimates suggest 3,000 people turned out to support Steinbach's first Pride. Many made the nearly hour-long drive from Winnipeg to attend. For more on this story, and a look at which local politicians skipped Steinbach Pride, go to dailyextra.com. And for much more local, national, and international news, go to dailyextra.com and check our Facebook and Twitter feeds. This is Robin Perel from Daily Extra in Vancouver for Outlook TV.
We're going to have to take another little break now.
Go straight to your calendars and mark the date. July 31st, our dashing Prime Minister walks the streets in the Vancouver Pride.
That's noon, July 31st.
Trip planning for Outlook TV's Victoria visit was provided by gayvan.com Travel Marketing. While in Victoria, accommodation for the Outlook TV crew was provided by the Fairmont Empress Hotel. Accommodation and tour arrangements were provided by Tourism Victoria.
HeliJet flies between Victoria and Vancouver day and night, rain or shine. Now offering free parking and shuttle service for passengers at all terminals. For flight schedules and bookings, call 1-800-665-4354 or visit helijet.com.
Welcome back. You're watching Outlook TV.
We're going to Victoria for yet more Pride action with Gouda Gabor.
Ooh, Pride just never ends over there in Victoria.
So many drag queens.
Party that you're hosting, is that correct?
Tonight is Paparazzi Pride, which I do every year on the Saturday night. I did 3 Pride parties this year. It was a little, we had our big beach party at Sugar last night with 500 people, and bingo. We had to turn a lot of people away for Pride music bingo. So,
Can you give us a little idea of what we're going to see here tonight?
We have the new Mr. and Miss Gay Vancouver Island. And we have Lola Manita, who is just one of our stars in Victoria, British Columbia. And we also have visiting from Vancouver. We have Camelto and Vivi Milan.
Can you tell us when you became Mr. and Ms. Gay Vancouver Island?
This was last weekend, two weeks ago. My gosh, it's gone so fast. Yeah.
Yep. It was same contest.
Can you give us an idea of what your duties are going to be this year?
Yes. As Mr. and Mrs. Gay, we have one of our responsibilities is to host events that would be Victoria Pride Society fundraisers. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna plan different themed events. We're really hoping to do reach out to the younger LGBT community as well. We really want to get more involvement there.
Well, is this your first Pride, obviously, in Canada?
Yeah, my first Pride, and I'm very happy. That's why I said today I will come out to enjoy myself.
You're from Gambia, correct?
Yeah, I'm from Gambia. I was arrested in November 9. I was arrested. I've been in jail for 9 months because of being a gay.
Being in Canada, you're experiencing freedom for the first time?
Yeah, it was very complicated, but I was very happy because I meet good people here. The Church Saint Divine is sponsor me, and then I meet Chris and Duens and Maury. They are the one who helping me.
This is Angus Pratt for Outlook TV.
Up next, we've got Darcy Michael, a queer Canadian comedian.
A queer Canadian comedian.
I've invited out gay comedian Darcy Michael to my home to talk to him about his hilarious new album.
There was no expectations on gay marriage back then, right? Like, we don't wear wedding rings, right? Like, well, we wear the gay ones, but that's different. Also explains why our ring bearer had to be over the age of 19. So many rules.
I've been doing stand-up for 10 years as of last week. Last week was my 10th anniversary from my first show. So it's going well, I guess. I got into stand-up after I got married. I gave a really funny speech at my wedding, and my husband kind of pushed me into trying it, and he didn't know the monster he was creating at the time, because I've spent a decade talking about our lives now.
And what do you love most about it?
The money. I love the money the most. I think it's just I love stand-up because it's the rawest form of entertainment.
What do you like least about it?
The money. I think the thing I like the least about being a comedian is the time away from home.
Where do you get most of your inspiration?
Most of my inspiration comes from home, comes from either myself. My husband and I are very opposite, so we run into a lot of problems, like when he, has to go to his day job and I'm just loading the bong up on when he's leaving for work, and we just differ on the way life is supposed to be lived sometimes.
Can you tell us about your new album that's come out?
Yes, my new album is called Family Highs. It's on iTunes now. All proceeds go directly to my weed dealer. The album was taped live here in Vancouver at the Comedy Mix, so it's a full 45-minute set. We cover everything from my weight loss to my weight gain to my weight loss to my daughter graduating high school to everything from all that to putting our dog down. We run the whole gambit. It's my favorite act that I've done over the last 10 years is this Family Highs album. I'm really happy with it.
All I know is he leaves in the morning in a suit, and he comes home at night in the same suit, but angry. Like, I just hear the key go in the door, and I start running around the house trying to make it look like I haven't been hitting the bong all day.
Thanks, Darcy Michael. This is John Crossan with Outlook TV.
Unfortunately, that is all the time we have for this episode of Outlook TV, but we will be back very soon with the huge and ginormous Vancouver Pride edition.
And it keeps getting better, so like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and shoot us an email if you'd like to come volunteer with us.
Thanks so much for watching. I'm Rebecca Wyman.
And I'm Robert Mackay. Stay fabulous, Canada.
Stay fabulous, Canada.